I did, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I did not know that. Yeah. One more?
Also a nomination, did you not, for a satellite award?
Yes, for a satellite award. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Can you talk about how you got how you got In My Life and like being on Broadway for the first time? What was that experience?
Yes, totally. So when I was a senior in high school, I got cast at, we sort of had a falling out sort of with the high school drama teacher. Ooh, a little bit, yeah. I perhaps had gotten a little big. I was doing community theater. I was doing The Ugly Duckling and Honk. And I didn't go off book for my audition for Les Mis. That was like the senior show. I was like the lead in the play every year from freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and I had a great relationship with the director. But then I was doing the community theaters, playing Ugly and Honk, and I didn't go off book for my audition for Les Mis. And then I got cast as the understudy for all the parts in Les Mis, and I didn't have a part. And my dad was like, "You should just quit the play. You don't have to." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, I'll quit the play. I'll just keep doing community theater. And then I subscribed to Backstage magazine, and they had an audition for. It was the first audition I ever went on in New York, and it was an open call for the non-equity national tour of The Sound of Music. And I was like number 200 and something on a list. My mom drove me to New York because I didn't have play practice, so she drove me up to New York, and I auditioned for a woman named Rachel Hoffman, who was working for a casting director named Dave Clemens, who was casting that tour. And I had my senior photo with a handwritten resume, and I sang "Soon It's Gonna Rain" from the Fantastics, and I got called back, and then I got cast as the role of Rolf in the Sound of Music tour, and I deferred my admission from college to go on this bus and truck tour of the Sound of Music. And then when that was over, I was like, okay, I made $10,000 in a year of work as an actor, and Carnegie Mellon is $40,000. Now it's way more, but at that time it was $40,000 a year, and I was like, I'll never be able to pay off my college debt if I spend 4 years at college, and I kind of want to move to New York. I just spent a year working, and so I took the money I made and I moved to New York, and I got called in. I got my equity card doing summer stock at the North Shore Music Theater in Beverly, Massachusetts. And then Rachel Hoffman, who is the casting director of the non-union Sound of Music tour, called me in for In My Life, because she was casting the show In My Life, and for the understudy for Christopher Hankey, who just texted me right now. He's coming to see Little Shop on Wednesday. And she just like called me in. I thought I would I was like, I'm never gonna get this. My agent at the time was also representing Jessica Bovers, and she was playing the female lead, and she was reading with the potential understudies for Christopher Hankey, and my agent had been like, be really nice to Groff, he's so great even though he's only 20. It would be a great experience for him. And I met Joe Brooks, who is now dead, right? Met him. He was really lovely to me, and I got cast. It was like my first Broadway show. I was so excited. It was the Music Box Theater, and it really was like, I learned so much from watching. I never went to college. I never really took acting class or voice class or whatever. But when I was doing theater, even when I did the Sound of Music tour, I would stand in the wings every performance and watch from the wings. And when I was growing up in Pennsylvania and working at the Fulton Opera House, I would sit in the wings and watch the actors perform, and that's how I learned how to perform, from watching and then getting the opportunity to actually do it. And I felt like that when I got In My Life. I was like, oh my God, this is like better than college, because I get to just watch everyone perform. And they were all, David Turner was in that cast, and my friend Laura, who I just had dinner with, was in that cast, and my friend Courtney, who I had lunch with yesterday, was an understudy with me. We all became very close because it was such a disaster. and people came to the theater and would laugh at it and were so cruel. And I would sit in the audience because I was the understudy and watch it all go down and see how they see how they dealt with that. It just dealt with that, and then the producer kept it open for about 2 months. But it was an invaluable experience, and I'm so proud that it was my Broadway debut. And every time I go to Joe Allen, I sit under the In My Life poster. I like have such warm feelings, and it was really like the opportunity to watch and learn, which was, especially as a 20-year-old, like a gift from the gods.